Round 4, chuck your predictions in. The Tigers and the Gabba. Did you say Friday night football, Dennis? It's Saturday night footy. It's actually Saturday twilight. Here come the Tigers. At the Gabba this week against the Lions. Here at the Gabbas, the Tigers will roar. Too big, too strong. We'll kick a big score. On the Tigs. Get around him. Alright, so here's Matty Nichols, Dane Beams and Trent Cotchin in the middle of the ground. And you'll be kicking to the left of screen. So the Tigers, huge opportunity here. In the middle, Lane Curvis and Steph Martin. Who will win out of this one? We're in an alternate timeline, remember. So whatever happened previously, no longer happened. Here's Josh Caddy, Bashar Hooley in there, putting a little bit of pressure on. Walker's out there. Lambert trying to run down a bloke. And it ends up with Beast Mode Matheson. Takes a nice mark on Grimes, who's come back from injury. Interesting kick. Went forward. Sort of squared it up. McIntosh's given away a free for a throw. And Tommy Rockcliffe has just kicked a first. Chooses to go long in the Rioli direction. Can he get into a good position? Buick takes the mark, then goes to the short ball. Anyway, cut off by Butler. You got the two speedsters for the Tigers there. Butler gets himself a free. He sees Rewald inside the 50. Goes long in the Jack Rewald direction. Oh, went high. Ball was spoiled before it got to him. Handball went out the back. Ball goes back inboard, looking for Beams. Now Cotchin picks it up once more, and the Tigers are out on the wing. Goes looking for Lambert on the outer side. They've still got numbers inboard if they can get this handball over the top. Gets it over towards Bolton, who didn't quite pick it up, then handballed it straight into space for himself. Griffiths has a paddock of space inside the 50 if the ball gets in his direction. Puts the tackle on, wins himself a free. And he can line up 45 out, a little bit of angle. 45-degree angle. 30-degree angle then, Dennis. And Griffiths kicks it through. The Tigers nail it. As the Lions push forward, Dusty puts a spoil on, then gets it back. Has a bounce. Gets a little handball over to Prestia, who just waits for the right opportunity to give it off to Edwards and then goes towards Rewald and Grigg and Evans. And then that's actually Griffiths, not Grigg. Rioli trying to cut this off, puts a spoil on there. Gets a handball out the back from Rio. Someone gets a free kick. Richmond ends up with Rewald, who can line up 30 out, 20-degree angle, and gets the goal. Hooley out wide, tries to get the spoil on. Grimes attacking the ball nicely there. Cotchin gets a handball back towards Hooley. Goes with a nice handball to Dustin Martin, who is bursting through the middle of the ground. And this is what we've seen from Dustin Martin. Runs pretty much the majority of the ground and kicks one of the best goals you will see. With a run from half back, absolutely no one came at Dusty. The handball from Basher just set him in a paddock. And as Beams tried to chase him down, Dusty had 4 bounces and load up from 50. Oh, beautiful. There, and the Tigers win the ball again. Here's Prestia. Has the ball out wide. Just going to keep running towards the boundary before he can center the ball beautifully to Lambert. And he can line out up from about 50 metres on a bit of an angle. And he's got the journey in him. I reckon he does, because he's got the wind at his back. The Tigers have kicked with the wind in this opening term. They lead at 4-1 at this stage. Just scoring efficiency at the moment. Ends up moving to full back. So the Lions with a makeshift forward, the Tigers with a makeshift defence. As this ball goes out of bounds. Hopefully not. Well, it's not out of bounds. It's still in play. The Tigers win it back. Here's Dustin Martin again. Just bursts away from his opponent. Can keep running. Oh, he's out of juice now. Bolton gives it back to Dusty. Almost. Jeez, he's running extraordinarily well here, Dustin Martin. And that is the end of quarter time. So the Tigers are 17 points. Well, the Tigers at the moment, Richo, they're getting smashed in contested ball, but they are hugely winning it on the outside, which is the biggest contributing factor at the moment. They're playing a very handball-heavy game, which is allowing them to find space through the contest and go forward. Dustin Martin, 5 touches and an extraordinary goal in that first term, has set this team alight, and they lead it by 17 points. They're doing very well. Losing the hit-outs again, that's alright, not a worries. His name Curvis just wins one there. Beams ends up with it and he goes out wide, finding his brother, Play Beams. Here's Dustin Martin, goes towards Caddy, who found Prestia with a little chip over the top. They got options aplenty inside the forward 50, the Tigers. Little one again over the top, looking for Castagna. Puts the pressure on. Lambert picks it up, left foot snap. Rewald's down there, but he just shepherds the ball through, and Lambert kicks a second. Alright, back in the middle. The Tigers, Dane Beams gets it out of there. Grimes puts a good tackle on. Lost Stone, overcommitted to that one, as did Hooley, and the ball is going to be snapped around the corner and a goal to Lions through Jack Frost, the defender. Hooley gets a fist in there. This is Caddy playing on Beams, I think it was. There's Frost, gets it out of there. Goes to Bruno. No! From Gardner! And he kicks one. The Lions with back-to-back goals here. Darcy Gardner gets that one through. As Frost went down in the tackle, might have been a little bit injured as Christensen comes back onto the ground. So, dangerous times for the Tigers, because the Lions have the win this term, and we want to see how much of an impact that win is going to make on this contest. That is a right foot. Oh my goodness! Dane Zorko from about 60 metres with a torpedo snap, if I've ever seen one. That's unbelievably, incredibly impossible. And those three words need to go together to make this make sense, because it doesn't. Get free kick, Kane Lambert again, or maybe it's Dan Butler. Has Rioli on, and he's taken the mark. He just managed to nudge his opponent off the play there, and Daniel Rioli can line up from 50, bit of an angle. He's got Rewald at the back there. Oh, he takes a nice mark. Jack. And lines up from the goal square and kicks it. So, the Tigers push that margin back to 11 points. 13 minutes to play in the second term. You can feel the intensity build here. Matheson. Here's Grimes. Trying to get the ball out of there. Beams! Hits the post late in that first term. Jeez, Robbo's got it. He could have a shot. He could have a ping, Robbo. Goes with a shorter ball, finding Matheson. It's a good hit-up pass. The Tigers will be filthy with their defensive efforts there. And that's going to go through. So the Lions get it back to 4 points now. Once again, they've kicked 4 of the last 5 here. The margin is 4 points. The Tigers have kicked 6 goals straight today. So they've been very good at their conversion forward of the play. Handballs from Beams to Martin, back to Martin. And he's kicked it. The Lions have hit the front. Huge concerns from the Tigers here, as the Lions have just piled on goal after goal after goal through the middle of the ground. Here's Dustin Martin for the Tigers. That's the man you want the ball in. Lambert goes wide. Butler got decked. Prestia picked it up. Got a free kick. Tigers will be lucky if they score off this play, as Dion Prestia kicks through the Tigers' 7th. And their accuracy at the moment is keeping them in a good position. Out of there, Nankervis tapped down, went to Beams. McIntosh almost cut it off, but it was Cutler who took the mark. Then went inside the forward 50. Vlostone did well. Hooley also down there. Asprey picks it up. Grimes. Tackle. Can they get another one? Oh, and Vloston's given away a high tackle. And just allowed the Lions another goal through Christensen. And they have just been winning the ball straight out of the middle. It's an extraordinarily high scoring term. Once again, the second term has been the highest scoring for the Tigers, as last week it was a 7-goal-to-5 scoring term against the West Coast Eagles. Here's Dustin Martin. Decided not to pick up the ball this time. Probably should have done it this time, though. Here he goes. Ball gets a handball out wide. Martin went towards Robinson, who was not a great kick for him. Left foot kick. Coming back from the beast mode, offline on behind. And Shaki comes into the ruck for the Lions now. But, gee, they've put themselves in a fantastic position, Brisbane. Ball goes out wide looking for Dustin Martin. Got him. And he can go just with a nice little one over the top looking for Butler. So the Tigers making the most of their forward opportunities. They see Martin again here. Ball's going to be marked by him, Dusty. Where is the players in the forward 50? Goes looking for Rioli. That's a superb kick. It didn't get him. It might bounce through for a goal from Dustin Martin. Unbelievable. What a kick. And he's got his second. He went with the little chip over the top towards Rioli. Didn't quite get him and got a fantastic looking bounce as the ball went through to an open goal square. After a huge scoring term from both sides. And both sides are fairly accurate as well. Between them, we have had 14 goals, 3. So extremely accurate. It's a perfect day for accuracy. The Lions kick another through Christensen's right foot snap. And 15 goals, 3 between these two sides. Unbelievable in the game. That ball did not go 15. It was play on. Anyway, that might have been Grigg. Nankervis. And it's half time. The Tigers by 3 points. Or the Lions by 3 points. 8-3 to 8 straight. 16 goals, 3 between these two sides. Let's have a look here at halftime and how things are playing out for us. Because at the moment, we can clearly see that, you know, we're not in a great position. We're looking at that contested possession stat. We're getting smashed. But it's the uncontested possession, which we were +8 in the first quarter. Absolutely smashed that term and just allowed Brisbane to get out and about in that quarter. Obviously, they won the uncontested ball by a huge margin. A huge margin. You can see clearly. That's not the right thing, but 87 uncontested possessions to 60. So they were +27 for the term, which means we were -35 uncontested ball for the quarter. Not good at all. Not good at all. We only got 5 handballs off in that term, I think. A lot of kicking to outnumbered contests. And again, this hit-out stat is probably not as much of an issue. And we're obviously winning the tackle count, so we're improving around the ball. But that's only because we're getting smashed in these two areas of contested and uncontested possessions. They're really killing us at the minute. It's something that needs to be worked on, and it's something that you can clearly see is causing some issues for us going forward. Here we go, back out. Who is this? It's Dustin Martin from 50, and he's finally missed. Anyway, he's pressed here. Gets it to Griffiths, left foot snap around the corners, missed. And the score is 51 apiece, 8-3. The Tigers with the only 3 scoring shots of the term, and they're all behinds. So they need to make the most of these chances while they've got a little bit of momentum. Still got a number forward. Smother from Dusty in the middle of the ground. He's doing everything with a thumping kick towards goal. Is offline for 1 behind. The Tigers with 4 behinds this term. Griffiths doing well, putting a bit of pressure on. Lions once again away through Zorko. Goes to the kick out wide. Looking for, I think it was Gardner. Tap went down from Lambert towards Caddy. Caddy just going to keep tapping it along the ground in front of himself. Then could get the option in Bolton away. Free kick. Long ball. Rewalt 1-on-1 and he's got him. Just a little nudge to Louis Taylor and he can line up. I think the Tigers first the second half and the first goal of the second half really. Slots it. Nankervis puts a spoil in. Butler's in there as well. Nankervis might pick this one up. He just gives a bit of a handball off to Rioli. Can burst away from Louis Taylor and kick one. Nankervis is in there. The Tigers going to win the ball back here. Dustin Martin trying to put the tackle on. Didn't quite get it. Ball might end up back in his direction, but the Lions go forward here. Cochin trying to put the run down. Tackle on and Grimes couldn't get the spoil. As Beast Mode takes the mark 50 out directly in front. Goes to the long ball. Asprey one out in the goal line. Oh, you should have spoiled it through. Was this a goal? Yes. And Curvis gets it down towards Dustin Martin. He might win the ball back here. The handball goes out in his direction. Picks it up. Gives off the stiff arm, or does he? And he's given away holding the footy. Fantastic work from the Lions to take him down. Oh, the Tigers with a 7-point lead at 3/4 time. After winning the contested ball the uncontested ball that term. So it's a very open game at the moment. Very open game. We won the uncontested ball. We're down minus 28 or something at that quarter. So we won it by 9 for the term contested ball. We got beaten again, but yeah, we're pushing forward. Just can we make the most of our opportunities? Dusty another 5 touches in that term. But we really, we kicked 3 goals for or something. Or 2 goals for. Did not make the most of our chances. And with the Lions having the win in that final term, it's going to make a bit of a trouble for the Tigers. Anyway, got to play well. Goes on his non-preferred. Didn't go as far as he would have liked. Nankervis has the ball now. Through the middle of the ground. Big Toby. Long ball, one out. Rewalt. He takes it. And he can line up and kick it. Beautiful, Jack. Beautiful. It is 14 points. The Tigers with the only 2 scores in this final term as yet. But anything can change in this one, as we've seen the Lions dominate the centre clearance as Dusty puts a spoil on, then puts a second effort in for the tackle. Then he tries to get it back. Hooley will get it out towards Grimes. Grimes with the handball towards Nankervis, but Martin, that's Stefan kicks it off the ground. Cochin towards Prestia now. Has the ball out wide on the wing. Has a handball out towards Cochin. Can go on his right boot, looking for a rewold again. I reckon he's got it. Was in a great position there, Jack, and can push the margin out to 20 points. Another one. That's what you want. That's what you want. Put it in a difficult position for the Lions, and it's out of bounds. We're going to boundary throw in once again inside the Tigers forward 50. They might have done enough at this stage. Nankervis tapped down to Prestia. Going to be picked up the ground by Griffiths. And Rioli's down there as well, and he finishes the day. The Tigers by 26 points with 2.5 minutes to play, and they will get the job done at the end of this one. Forward pressure wins out in the end. And they get the job done in a really tough game. After needing to kick the last 3 goals of the match, and they kicked 5 of the last 6 in a match-winning sort of spell and performance in this final term. Ball goes to Dusty, just gets out of there. Prestia to Griffiths, he's a long kick, we know of that. Castagna down there, Rioli, pressure from Butler, Rioli again from 50 to Rewalt, might have it. Bounce through for one behind. The Tigers by 27 points. Will do enough. Oh, cut off Castagna. Free kick, Rewalt. No advantage. And Jack will line up for number 6. And kick it. The Tigers win by 33 points at the end of the day. I swear if Dustin Martin does not get the 3 votes, I'll be very disappointed. But Rewalt kicking the 6 has done a good job as well.
Listen, here's the thing. This game was over before it began, and I don't think there's anything further I can add that will shed light on this outcome. Very one-sided.
Very one-sided, Dennis. Well, it was pretty close up until the last quarter, to be fair. They just got a real run on in that second term, Brisbane. The final scores, the Tigers 14-6-90, play the Lions 9-3-57. A good win in the end for the Richmond Football Club. 20 scoring shots to 12, and I think the scoreboard finally reflected, I think, how they were playing in that one. Dustin Martin, not in the votes. I'm very surprised by that. He had 20 touches, Dusty. He had 20 touches. He had 4 marks. He gave away 2 frees. 20 touches, 4 marks, 5 tackles, and kicked 2 goals, 3. How did he not get a vote?
Yeah, mate. Sam from Goatley Media here. After such a good win, you're letting the boys get a boneless pizza tonight.
Well, I don't actually know a pizza that does have bones in it, unless you want like a chicken drumstick pizza. But anyway, no, they'll definitely celebrate a little bit. It's good to get a win on the road, and we'll head back to Melbourne overnight, and then we'll be pretty happy with how we're going, I suppose. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Dustin Martin's performance today, especially after that goal on the run from the 50-metre mark?
Yeah, I thought Dustin was outstanding today. He did some really, really quality things, and that's what we love about Dustin is, you know, his just effectiveness. Once he gets the ball, you know, he's had 71 touches this season, so across 4 games, he's averaging about 16, 17 touches with it, which is many more than majority of the rest of our team, and he's hitting the scoreboard as well, which is good. I mean, he's kicked a few goals for us this season, so we'll be really pleased that he's hitting the scoreboard as well as having the running bounces. I mean, he's probably number 1 in the comp for running bounces at the moment, Dusty, but he's doing a pretty good job. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie from The Age here. In the past, Richmond have been able to win the close ones. Is it reassuring your team can dig in deep when things aren't going against them? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a challenge for us going forward. Obviously, today we managed to kick away once Brisbane challenged us in the second and third terms, and was good in the last quarter against a little bit of a breeze to kick a few unanswered goals that really helped our cause there. So we were pretty pleased with that aspect of the game and how we managed to pull back what we needed to pull back in those final couple of quarters, because we're really getting dominated. Like, we got smashed in the uncontested possessions in the second quarter, and it wasn't until the third term we really managed to get our act together, and we really thought we played 3 good quarters and really just the one poor one in the second term. So we're pretty pleased with how the result turned out at the end of the day.
What did you have to tell the boys at half time for them to pick up their game?
Yeah, we thought we just had a little bit of a poor term. We thought Brisbane were really good around the stoppage and the clearance, and they really, they worked us out a little bit. They might have known, they probably studied us a bit over the first couple of rounds and saw how, especially last week, the Eagles managed to get a little bit of a jump on us early on. So they probably looked at that, and again, we've tried to rectify, teams getting on goal runs, and that's something we want to fix. But again, it was credit to the boys that they managed to step it up in the second half, and we just reassured them about what they were doing and how we went about it in the first quarter, and we really fixed that up the next couple of terms.
Toby Nankervis, is he going well for you in the ruck? He looks to be having a season best possible All-Australian. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's probably getting beaten around the stoppage a fair bit this season. He's getting a bit of the job done for us, but it's more his work around the ground that we can really fix up. And I feel like definitely if we probably rotate him a little bit further, I think maybe put Griffiths in the ruck and move him forward at different stages, that we can push through and allow sort of our side a little bit more control around the stoppages. I mean, he's still getting about 10 hit-outs a game, but it's just the effectiveness of being able to nullify that other ruckman that we like from Toby. So if he can keep it up and keep improving, we're pretty happy with how he's going.
Hey, Spudanici. Any updates on David Asprey? And do you feel the Tigers can keep their performance up with these injuries piling up, especially after losing Rance last week?
Yeah, nah, Dave, he'll be fine. Just copped, a bit of soreness there, and we didn't want to risk him for, the remainder of the game. But he should be right to play next week. Even though he didn't play at the game, I'm sure he'll probably have a fitness test, but we feel like he'll pull up all right. And it's really only Rance that's the issue at the moment. We thought our backline held up pretty good today. At various stages, it's just depending on finding the right matchups, I suppose, for our different guys in the side, and how that backline can work together as a unit now that they don't have their fearless leader in Rance back there, I suppose.
Spudanici, do you think that finals are on the cards this year, or is it too early to tell?
Oh, it's a long season. It's an even season, and there's plenty of time to talk about that stuff. I'm just here to go week by week, and we'll see how things progress over the season, and we can look at those things a little bit later on, I suppose. All right. Thanks, guys.